Oh my gosh, everyone, we are back for season 2.
And they said we wouldn't last.
Season 2, episode 1. This week on Sports, of course, we, have our massive NFL preview with predictions. And RPF and I are going to get into it. And then we also touch base on a little bit of tennis just to clue us in. And then we're going to wrap it off with some lightning round for my man RPF, quarterback edition.
Wow, okay.
You can find us, you can find the show on all of your major podcasting platforms, as well as socially on Instagram and Twitter, just by searching Sports, of course, on any of those. And you can also find us on our brand new dedicated Sports, of course, YouTube channel. So just head over to YouTube, search Sports, of course. We are the only ones. You hear that, Rich? RPF, we are the only ones.
Classic. We are unique.
So you can just go anywhere you want and search Sports, of course, and you can find us there. I am, of course, one of your hosts, Jonah, but I would be nothing without my right-hand man here, RPF. RPF, it has been a while.
It's been a minute.
What's going on? How are you?
It's been a minute, dude. Listen, I am excited. You know why? Because it's just after Labor Day, and every year, that's my birthday weekend, generally. So that means two things. Well, three things. One is Beyonce's birthday also. We share a birthday. You know, I let her into my birthday, which is cool. But more importantly, it always means for me, second week of the U.S. Open, which, you know, I love tennis, which is an amazing time. But numero uno for everyone in my life and yours is football is back, baby. So I am so excited. And I'm excited every year. I'm the optimist. This year particularly, and we'll get into it, I know, but I'm just thinking,
oh boy,
this is going to be the year. This is
I already know it's coming. I see the jersey. I'm cringing at how much of it is coming.
Do you see the cap behind me?
Okay. Oh boy. We're
all in,
supplanting subliminal messages. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
So how was yours? Wait, what's happening with you?
Well, you know, not too much. It was a crazy summer, especially up here, Saratoga Springs. Obviously, we got the track that comes in for, you know, mid-July through August. It's just absolute mayhem.
And for those who don't know, that's when little people get on top of animals and they run around the circle. Okay.
But that just ended last weekend. So the madness has died down. And now we're ready. That's, you know, your
hangover is over and now you're back to work.
That's right. My month and a half hangover is done. We can get back to some semblance of actual life. And, but like your birthday signifies sort of the start of football, much does the end of track around here in this area. You're like, oh my gosh, track's over. Okay, gosh, time for football.
And for those who don't know, Jonah has this like massive flag hanging outside his house for the New England Patriots. So it's easy to identify.
I do.
But we're calling this the cover story. The cover story is what?
Cover story. Let's you know what? Let's get right into it. All right. Yeah. Cover story. NFL 2022 season preview.
It's been months since I've been dying to get into this. Oh my God.
So all of you bettors out there, get your notebooks out because these picks are locks.
We're predicting every division. We're predicting every division winner, playoff teams, wildcard teams, as well as Super Bowl champions, right?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. And then we'll get into a little bit of, you know, some of the nuances within each division as we cover them. But yeah,
let's throw in the league MVP as well. Let's do that.
Okay. Yeah. League MVP. Got it.
All right. And why don't you start with your AFC? Let's start with the AFC East, as we always do, because of course that's our bailiwick here.
Well, so I'm gonna go AFC, and I'm just gonna give you.
You should Google bailiwick.
What's that?
It's an interesting word. You should Google the word bailiwick. I'm just trying to expand your vocabulary. I know you're.
Oh, okay. Bailiwick?
Dude and bro and Patriots are your three main words, but I just want to say that bailiwick is a good word for you to expand.
Mac and Bill.
Go ahead, but please go ahead. Mac and cheese. AFC East, go.
Right. All right. So I was just going to go down the AFC and give you the winners of each division. How about that?
Okay. Yeah.
And then if we disagree, we'll kind of dive into why we might disagree.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. Sounds great.
When we disagree. Exactly.
All right. AFC East. All right. Let's keep this really easy. AFC East, Buffalo Bills. AFC North, Bengals. AFC West, Chargers. AFC South, Colts. So I got a couple. So North, I got the Bengals. Bengals Ravens is going to be I think a knockdown drag 'em out type of year for the two of those. They're going to be fighting. They're going to be battling up top there. I don't know. I got Joe Burrow coming off, with his confidence and his swagger coming off a great season last year and only looking to improve upon it. His relationship with Jamar Chase just getting even better. So I think I have them edging out the Ravens. And then, the other kind of shocker I might have in here is the Chargers, right? Over the Chiefs. I just maybe part of it is a little bit like
fatigue.
I just don't want to see the Chiefs anymore. Like
that's fatigue, yes.
Yeah, like fatigue. Yeah, exactly. Fatigue. Sorry.
That's all right.
I wasn't listening to you. I was just talking. But just more so, I guess it's just the Chargers' time. Like it's just they seem to be clicking. They've got Austin Eckler, who's just an absolute utility knife back there, and then of course they've got a great receiving core. So I think I feel like it's just time.
And they have a gunslinger too. So
yeah, Herbert, yeah, for sure.
So
who's only getting better each year.
Okay, so are you gonna just do the division right now and then do wild cards later, or
I'll do wild cards in a second.
All right.
Why don't you go through the division?
All right, division. You have the Bills on the easy path. I think the Bills are going to be the champions of the East, but they're not going to have it that easy. I don't think there's going to be. I mean, again, you'll see why soon, but I think it's going to be. I think they'll definitely win by a game or two, but I think it's not going to be like a runaway. I think the Bengals, unlike what you're saying, I think the Bengals will have an easy path. I think the Ravens are overrated in the sense of with the offense. I think the defense is the secondary is fantastic. I think the Ravens are only the Dolphins and Ravens are the two best secondaries, and I think they're going to stand up a lot of teams in their division. But I don't think I think the Bengals have too much firepower. I think Jamar Chase is going to have probably a historic year as far as numbers and as far as connection. And Burrow, I wouldn't count him out for anything. He remembers a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, me too. I like Burrow, and he's going to be good.
Yeah.
So I think the Bengals are going to be pretty easy. I think they might be the top seed. Then we go into the West. I have the Chiefs. I do have the conflict also with the Chargers, but I have the Chiefs barely. I think it's going to come down to like the last week if they play together against each other or something like that. It's
That's
going to
fair.
be a field goal or things off the post. Or something. It's going to be something crazy like that. It's the West. Right?
Triple doink.
Right? Triple doink. That'd be awesome. The triple doink. My God, can you imagine the entire fan base, just like, anyway.
I think the internet would explode.
Totally. I mean, if Kim Kardashian's ass didn't do that with Interview Magazine coverage. Did you see that?
Well, if that didn't break
the internet again. But yeah, I think the Chiefs somehow they have this fairy dust about them that they kind of just eke out wins that they shouldn't win. Ask Josh Allen and his screaming nightmares. So I think they have a way of winning weird things. I think the Chiefs are going to inch out the division title, and then I have in the South, I have the Titans. I think because I think the Titans are inflated, team without much there, but it's a weak division. It's the weakest division in football, and I think Derrick Henry's going to come back majorly. I think if you have Derrick Henry and you don't win the division, then there's something wrong with you. So I think there's
a very valid argument for sure. And just to note, so my only reason for having the Colts is very similar
because they got rid of the quarterback.
I have in my notes here. Well, right, they got rid of Carson Wentz.
Oh my God!
And brought in a veteran, and in my notes I gave the Colts the edge mostly due to the emergence of Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
So much like Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
I've got Jonathan Taylor. Like all of a sudden, the back half of last year, everyone was like, "Holy shit, who is this guy?" Like,
Jonathan Taylor's agent. Why are we with the Colts? What's happening? There's no one around.
But yeah, I mean, the Titans are obviously a very viable option as well.
I think, and Ryan Tannehill, quarterback, it's gotten a lot of. He's slipped back a little bit. He's come back a few rungs, but I think he's still a solid guy. He's a pocket passer. He's accurate. He's not gonna hurt you too much. He's gonna. I think he's gonna be solid enough to get you to the next point. But I think Derrick Henry is gonna be the X factor there. So we're pretty close to in our picks, but not exactly. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, all of the teams all of the quote unquote teams that we have disagreed upon, I have in the wild card essentially. I
Yeah,
got
me
the
too.
Chiefs,
Actually,
Ravens,
except
Chiefs,
one.
Ravens, and Titans.
Chiefs, Ravens.
Except one.
That's interesting.
Say no more. Say no more. You have all the same except for one. I understand. We all understand who's coming.
Okay. Before we get into that, I'm telling you my wildcard teams are Raiders, Chargers, and Dolphins. Okay. The Dolphins, for those who follow anything to do with sports, I mean, first of all, has quarterbacks off season and camp throws ever been scrutinized more carefully than Tua Tagovailoa? I mean, the quarterback, the QB1 for the Dolphins. Tua throws a pass in practice and it goes viral because it's like, oh my God, he's 1 yard, it's in the pocket, or it's 1 yard underthrown, or it's literally insanity. It has completely taken hold over the Dolphins' expectations versus people are dying for Tua to tell you, I told you so, that he'll never be Justin Herbert, he'll never be championship quarterback. You're not going to win the Super Bowl with Tua. Or the other side of it, which is my side of it, was saying, sit back and watch. And we have now the weapons. The Dolphins have the weapons that literally, I don't care what team you are.
They do.
They
do. I'll give you that.
On the offensive side of the ball, and the defensive side of the ball, we have star makers. We have players. We have activators. What's a better duo? You tell me, of receivers than Tyreek Hill, Cheetah, and Waddle. Those two. If I'm a cornerback in the NFL, I'm literally calling in sick on Sunday. I'm saying, no way. I mean, even Tyreek Hill was in 2 plays the entire preseason. 2 plays. He got both balls to him. One was a deep pass, I'm sure you saw on SportsCenter like 800 times. The other one was just a slant. The safety on the first play was 15 yards backpedaling from the ball hiking. And he still blew past him, and afterwards, this is from the Tampa Bay Bucks, the starting deep safety. He said, "I've never seen a human being run that fast," and that's just preseason 1 play. So to say I'm hopeful is to be a little bit understated. I am excited about this team. Excited about the new coach. Excited about the new offense, who literally supports Tua. We have offensive linemen that apparently know how to block, which is tremendous to us. By the way, the big thing with Tua and the detractors is that he can't throw the ball. He's never upright. He is literally the most rushed passer in football. Joe Burrow notwithstanding, he's always on his ass trying to avoid getting sacked. If we have him upright for half a second longer, you watch what happens. So I think that's what we're going to do. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. The Dolphins are going to be a solid, 10-plus victory team. They're going to be in the playoffs, and then that's why I think it's going to be interesting.
In full fairness, I will 100% give you they got weapons. They had a great offseason. They loaded up, man.
We have running backs. We have linebackers. We have ends. We have the best cornerbacks, arguably, in football. We have a team and we have the right attitude. And now it's all gelling. We don't have that crazy coach owner disparity thing happening and all that distraction stuff. I think, and by the way, and the X factor, of course, which Jonah loves when I bring up these non sequitur, but the X factor this is actually the 50th anniversary of the greatest team ever assembled, the perfect season of 1972 Dolphins. So it would be, what a bookend that would be, to have the team of the future honoring the team of the past. So that's going to be a whole thing.
You're saying the Dolphins are the team of the future.
I do say that. The team is young. Also, it's very young. The team is young. And I'm hopeful. I think I speak for a lot of Dolphins fans.
I can tell
that are hopeful. And this will be, every year is like the what if, but we knew in our hearts that we don't have a running back. We have no offensive line. So we always knew that we were like playing with borrowed money on borrowed time. Mm-hmm. This feels different. This feels, if we do the Dolphin thing, that we are good enough but lose at the end, that's going to be crushing, because now we've assembled the pieces to make this the year, or the beginning of the year, that to go forward in a legit way that people can say on SportsCenter, oh yeah, the Dolphins and the Cowboys or the Rams and the Rams and the Bengals are going to be. we're in that conversation, and we have to earn that, right? So last year, by the way, without half these weapons, with a dysfunctional team and all this stuff, we ran the board for 8 games in a row. We won. So I think there's a way of doing this that I think is going to surprise people, even when they're not surprised. Another way to surprise ESPN, for the first time in my lifetime, had literally 9 analysts previewing the week 1 pick the Dolphins to beat the Patriots. Which, by the way, it's a no-brainer for me because obviously the Patriots are not having their way in their rebuilding nonsense. I'm not sure what the hell's going on there, but
I don't either.
It's an obvious pick. But the fact that I saw 9 Dolphin helmets on ESPN screen as picks, it was emotional. I had to pause it. I got a little misty-eyed because they like us, and all of a sudden, at least they like the teams.
They like you, Richard.
Listen, you've been spoiled since your whole adult life. With Super Bowl winning is your expectation, which is highly annoying for everyone else. So anyway, and the Tom Brady and Giselle issue we'll talk about later. All right, go
ahead. So I mean, listen, my wild card picks aren't really all that sexy. I mean, it's basically the teams that, because I have someone sort of surprisingly winning the division over this team. Like it's Chiefs, Ravens, Titans. Like they're all like almost quintessential playoff teams. It's nothing like super sexy.
This could be any year for you.
Yeah, right. It's not like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you picked that.
Right.
So yeah, I got Bills, Bengals, Chargers, Colts, Chiefs, Ravens, Titans.
I mean, if you want to be adventurous, like pick the Texans or something.
Oh my gosh, the Texans, like, are they fielding a varsity team?
How about the Browns? Oh my God. So I mean, they're all and. Pittsburgh named their quarterback. Did you see that? The Steelers named their.
Oh, I didn't. Who'd they come with?
Your favorite ex-Chicago Bear.
Oh, really? Wow.
The guy who can't even shoot straight. So anyway, so we'll see what happens there, but not exactly.
All right, NFC. Moving on.
NFC. Yes, moving on. Go ahead.
NFC. Okay, NFC East.
Mm-hmm.
I got a little bit of a surprise here. I'm not picking the Cowboys. I'm going with the Eagles. So the NFC East, as we all know, is always just a juggernaut of like everyone's just it's just here. And then
there's 7 or 9 teams, and they're all fighting for the last spot.
And then the winner is sub 500,
right? And they lose to the Packers in the first round. Yeah.
It's just always nonsense. And I heard this stat the other day that made me go, I'm going to go with it. So it was, I think, for the past 20 years or something like that. I think it was 20. For the past 20 years, the NFC East has not had a repeat champion.
What? Really? I mean, it's always the same teams that are always on top, it seems like.
It's and I don't know. So I'm just, obviously, so again, like my AFC predictions, the Cowboys are in my wild card. They're not I'm not totally crapping on them, but I got the Eagles pulling this one out for a little bit of a surprise for everyone. In the North, I got the Packers. Exactly, totally. And then West, I got the Rams. I got the Rams coming out of the West again, although I think the Niners could be tricky. It's going to hinge a lot around what the quarterback can pull out, what Trey Lance can do going forward. Mm-hmm. And then in the South, I've got the Bucs. And listen, I got to be honest, this year I'm a huge Tom Brady fan. I got to be honest, it's not because I think they're amazing. It's because there's no one else to pick in the South.
Right, exactly.
It's just it's the Bucs or the Bucs.
Yeah, no, totally.
It's just
all right. Yeah. Your wild cards are what?
Wild cards are Cowboys, 49ers, Vikings.
Oh, Vikings. Okay. They're always kind of hanging out. Okay.
They're always hanging around in there.
That's not so far off from mine. My difference is that I think that not only are the Cowboys going to win the East, I think they're going to be the class of the NFC. I think everything's going to start clicking unexpectedly. All of a sudden, all the pieces are going to fall together. I think Dak Prescott's going to have a career year. I think everything is going to work this year. All the history of bad luck and talk about doings off the crossbar and 3rd and 3s,
which is a technical term.
Correct. and exactly right. I think this year, I really believe the Cowboys are going to be the class of the conference, and that's going to be a surprise.
Okay.
For me. The Eagles, I mean, please. And then, honestly, honestly, okay. And then we have the Packers.
Is it just because you don't want Alabama quarterback Jalen Hurts to be better than Alabama quarterback Tua T?
No.
I can't even say his last name.
Exactly. To a T. To a T. That's funny.
To a T. What a great nickname.
Okay, that's his Instagram. To a T.
Yeah, there you go.
You're
welcome.
You're very clever.
I should be his publicist.
His millions of followers. To a T would be a good name. No, I mean, I'm not going to spend time on the Eagles. It's just insanity. And anything with Alabama, I don't even talk about. So okay. Anyway. So we have.
So you're not talking about Tua anymore?
No, Tua and Waddle are fine, but if they graduate from Alabama, I don't want to talk about the actual current head coach there.
Got it.
Nick Saban, the Satan of the Dolphins history books.
He's boy.
Yeah, he's like
looking back again. We're looking back.
Okay, sorry, how do we have a crystal ball looking forward only? Okay, here we go. So the Packers in the North. I mean, if I could, I literally struggled with this, trying to think of any possibility of any other team.
Yeah, totally.
I literally cannot have this. I guess we'll say it for the first time this season. Fucking Aaron Rodgers, once again, with his like greasy hair and his manifesto face, going into the playoffs again as a cocky motherfucker and then lose in the conference final. It's just, I reject it. No. But there's no one else there, so therefore
I am not accepting.
And then not accepting the Aaron Rodgers led Packers, especially after he threw his own team under the bus in the preseason when they can't catch anything, they're terrible. I'm like, okay, great, yeah, that's good team captain attitude there.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Right,
yeah, you suck. Now buy my steak dinner. All right, so then we have the West. I think it's going to be easier than you think for the Rams. I think it's going to be, I think the Rams have held on to enough. I think they want to go back to where they came from, Super Bowl. And I think the 49ers lost some pieces with Mike McDaniel going to Miami. He took some of the best pieces with him. So I think Garoppolo is kind of like in this place where he's going to step up and be inconsistent, but I think he's going to be enough. I think the Niners are going to be enough for the playoffs. I don't think they're going to win the division at all. And the Bucks, because Bucks by a mile. I wrote like Bucks are playing in a girls' softball league or something against that division. I mean, it's like insanity. I mean, honestly, the Texans will be a contender there. So it's, anyway. So
right.
So for me, my wild cards are 49ers, Eagles, and Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are overlooked again.
Cardinals, sure.
And I've always said, I think the quarterback has a chip on his shoulder from the terrible performance he did in the last playoff run, and he is out to prove something. He could also be right behind Dak Prescott as a surprise quarterback of the NFC.
Yeah.
I think he is going to be.
He's missing his guy DeAndre Hopkins for the first 6 games.
He is. I know he is. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. He has to. Now he's thinking to himself, "I have to carry this team." So he's gonna. I think we'll see what he's made of, but that's going to be. I think he's going to come through that and be a wild card team. I think there's enough.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe, possibly, could the silver lining of that 6-game DeAndre Hopkins suspension? Could the silver lining be that kind of Kyler Murray figures out an awesome offense over those 6 games?
They find somebody else to go to.
You plug in DeAndre Hopkins.
They plug in
DeAndre Hopkins, and
they need their Edelman player. They need someone.
I mean, everyone does.
Well, yeah, it's true. Edelman will believe that too. He'll be like, "Yeah, Edelman. Wow. We all need an Edelman in our lives." Did you see that ESPN's doing a 60 under or 30 under 30 or whatever, a 60-minute thing on a football story thing on Edelman, on Julian Edelman? So that's going to be like a little, like the documentary thing they did. So that should be fun to watch.
That will be fun.
Yeah. Okay. So your championships title game in the AFC is what?
John? I've got Bills Chargers championship game, and I got the Bills winning. I got the Bills going to the Super Bowl out of the
you basically
AFC.
Have the odds makers in Vegas will follow this line 100%. You basically picked the safe choice everywhere in some ways in the AFC. Because this,
give or take, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm picking, as you will know, I'm picking the Dolphins and the Chiefs in the championship game in Kansas City, and I'm picking the Dolphins to win. Okay. NFC, please tell me your picks for the championship game.
You just want to gloss right over that. You don't even want me to chime in on that.
Well, I will tell you that.
I understand.
Also, go back in history, the longest game in football history.
Oh, we're looking back.
It's a triple overtime victory the Dolphins had over the Chiefs in Kansas City. And I think that's going to be repeated also.
In 1910, I suppose?
Well, kind of, 1972 or something.
Okay, great.
It's one of those years.
All right, NFC.
Yes.
NFC, I've got the Rams headed to the conference championship, and I've got them. I was really, really torn with who they're going to be playing, to be honest with you. Actually, in fact, I'm looking at my notes right now, and it says Rams v. triple question mark.
Well, we got to pick one now. It's a live show. Our live studio audience is not going to wait around for what you just
said. So you know what? Let's go Rams Cowboys.
Yep. And you have the Rams winning?
No.
I have Rams Cowboys with the Cowboys winning. So get on my RPF train. I like it. All right.
Okay.
I have Rams at Dallas and Cowboys winning in a walk. And I think I mentioned I had the Eagles, kind of surprising in the division winners, blah 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 blah. It's part of that's I want to see a great storyline. I want to see some diversity,
some kerfuffles. I want to see some distraught faces on the Cowboys fans. But listen, Cowboys are a good team, and other than the Rams, listen. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, and he's gonna put together a playoff run.
The same thing with Tom Brady. Yeah.
I just don't know if he's. I don't. Listen,
I think Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers are not hungry enough anymore. They're just gonna get to the playoffs, and they're not gonna be. There's a lot of hunger out there.
Right.
Who's hungrier than Dak Prescott to prove himself?
Yeah, Campbell's chunky soup. Here's Aaron Rodgers' biggest question for me is if you look back at his last 2, maybe 3 years, it's like every single throw and touchdown went to Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
And now he's gone. And so I'm literally like, who the hell is he going to throw it to? He has no other friends in the team or something. I don't know. And then not to mention he doesn't have Devontae Adams, like you mentioned. He shit on all the other receivers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there's this really weird, strange, unteam dynamic happening over there that I see.
Could the Lions could the Lions do something this year?
No.
Because the Lions, we've been, you got our fans of season 1, they know that whenever we have an example of oh my God, at least it's not Detroit. It's always been our default.
They will be better.
I will say Dan Campbell is a coach, and he's a great coach. He's a fun coach. And he's also he was the interim coach, as you know, for the Dolphins, and he had a good run there, and then he went up to Detroit. I think Campbell. I think he's one of my candidates for surprises this year.
It could be, yeah. He's a great coach. He's a good shit. It seems like I don't know him, but
he seems like a good time, like a good time beer guy. Good time.
But yeah,
right.
he seems pretty good.
So Super Bowl champions. You say it's so. You're saying it's Buffalo against Dallas in this case? Yeah,
I am. I guess I'm calling that right now. And listen, I almost put the Bucs in there with the Rams, but I was just I gotta be honest. At this point, I'm there's no way Tom can go. He can't get back there again. It's just
he's gonna have
this has to stop.
He's gonna have a hip problem. He's an old man. He's gonna be oh, I got a fingernail issue. No. I mean, let's move on. But you're saying Bills and Cowboys, and you're
so Bills. Let's go. We're gonna go Bills Cowboys. Bills Cowboys. I got the Bills on top. I got the Bills pulling it out this year. I like the Bills. I like their fan base. I like everything they're doing.
Look, the fans deserve it.
This is coming from
if anyone deserves
fan.
The fans deserve something. I think the Bills and Dolphins fan base, you can argue, are two of the most deserving. In a sense that we've waited the longest. The Bills. So you're saying
maybe one of them. Yeah.
And the other AFC East team, I agree with you, is Dolphins and Cowboys is my pick for the championship. I had Rams and Cowboys. with Cowboys winning, and I told you the Dolphins and Chiefs, the Dolphins winning. I have Dolphins winning in this Cinderella dream season. I know, Jonah, you don't even have the Dolphins in the playoffs. You're such a hater. Oh my God! All right, and then so my league MVP. Do you want to go there,
Richard? RPF, we need to get you counseling, my friend.
I want to have this clip play back to you when we get on the run to start winning. I'm just gonna.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, look, it all has to look. Admittedly, I'm an optimist, and admittedly, I have to have all the stars have to align perfectly in the sense that no one gets hurt. Cheetah is Cheetah. Tua, it has time to throw. Our defense does what it does. We have, there's a lot of X factors, of course, like any team. But I think if we execute, this is my point. If we execute as a team to the highest of their abilities as a team, I would put our X's and O's next to any other team in football right now because of the talent, just sheer talent, versus having to have. Now, what happens is how it coalesces, how it, if a ball hits a guy's helmet and bounces off, and whatever. There's all these other factors involved in football in general. But I think man for man, defense for defense, talent for talent, I will put the Dolphins up against anybody, and that's saying a lot. I understand, but I'm saying, but as a personal pick, that I would stake, it would be a good winning like trifecta bet. Talk about the horse racing. This would be like the 10-1 horse to win the Derby or something. You're saying 100? I know.
Yeah.
All right. So
okay, hang on. I got an idea. I have an idea.
You gonna put a wager on this?
You have the Dolphins winning the Super Bowl. I don't even have them in the playoffs. So it seems like some sort of a wager should come out.
If they make the playoffs, then you lose.
No.
Well, hello.
No. I'm saying
my extreme is winning Super Bowl. Your extreme is not even making the playoffs. So in the middle.
So I'm saying, if they win the Super Bowl,
please,
I will, whatever it may be. We haven't decided,
okay.
But I will. Let's call it. Get a Dolphins jersey and wear it for a week straight.
That's not nearly enough.
If they don't make the playoffs at all, what are you going to do?
Well, let's think about that. I mean, I'll watch documentaries on Gronk and Edelman until I'm. No, let's figure out something equitable that we can both do in case.
And then listen, if they make the playoffs and don't win the Super Bowl, it's just a wash.
It's a wash. Okay, that sounds fair. But the other, So I mean, to win the Super Bowl, it's a tall order. So you're feeling pretty confident. So I can give you some extreme punishment if that happens. I have to give you wearing like Dolphins jersey and no pants around the block for 10 miles.
If mine's extreme, yours is extreme. I mean, if you're that confident that they're going to win the Super Bowl, then they're going to make the playoffs. So why wouldn't you just put your money where their mouth is?
You just don't want to see me humiliate myself in some way. Okay, we'll figure out next episode.
If you're so confident, why would you think you're going to humiliate yourself?
Listen, debate 101. I took the crown in high school. I know how to debate. So let's put that back. I'm going to tell you that we're going to decide each other's punishment, if you will, or we'll suggest each other's punishment.
Maybe we'll go to social. Maybe we'll go to our massive following and we'll get everyone to weigh in.
Perfect. And we'll say what exactly. That's actually a very good idea. What should I have to do if the Dolphins don't make the playoffs this year? And what should Jonah have to do in case? How about this? If the Dolphins reach the Super Bowl, there should be enough. That's winning Super Bowl.
Nope. You said they're going to win. You said they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Your punishment should be like you become a nudist for 2 weeks, and it's going to be documented on YouTube.
Okay. And if they don't make the playoffs, you're a nudist for 2 weeks.
That is.
I don't understand why this isn't apples to apples.
Because it's a taller order to win the Super Bowl versus just making the playoff. I mean, it's a tough.
So it should be really easy for them to make the playoffs, correct?
Oh my God, your punishment is. I mean, your threshold for pain is so little because it's only one team of whatever. Okay, we're boring our fans. Okay, fine. We'll come up next week. We'll ask the social media fans to come up with ideas. And we'll also
the social verse.
We'll reveal our suggested punishments to each other next episode. Season 2, episode 2.
Fantastic.
Save next week. Okay.
Fantastic.
Let's move on from football. I'm done. Actually, no, we have to do the league MVP.
League MVP, I can do this quick. I got Josh Allen. I got him. He's
you and everybody else. Okay,
if he, I mean, listen, if he continues to trend in the way that he's been trending year after year, like the next stop is the pinnacle.
Every logical thing you said is exactly right. I think for some reason I'm feeling Dak Prescott this year. It's going to be a big surprise. I think Dak's going to just hit all the marks, find his receivers, not blow the game, protect the football. I think he's going to be a surprise. I think he's going to Josh Allen is going to be up there too. But I think I think it's going to.
What's interesting? What's interesting to me about Dak is I'm interested to see if he kind of has that. And you've seen it at a couple other times. Like even with a little bit with Baker Mayfield when he lost OBJ and he started to get a little bit better.
Yeah.
I thought Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see Dak Prescott without Amari Cooper because now it's like because it's almost like when you have so many receivers,
it's a crutch. Yeah.
It's like oh my hike. Oh shit, who do I throw it to? they're
well,
all so
again,
good.
But the Dolphins we have that with now with Cheetah and Waddle. We have Gesicki. We have all these other players that are
Right.
So we'll see what happens there.
So
but
they're not gonna do well. But but no. In all seriousness,
every loss of the Dolphins do this year, you're going to be so happy. You're going to be excited about my potential punishment. It's going to be such a nightmare. All right.
But yeah, no, I'm interested to see Dak Prescott without like all of this, hype around. Oh my gosh, you have so many weapons,
and also he's going to be able to showcase his own talent. It's not just like, oh my god, it's Cooper's great hands or whatever. It's going to be All right, let's move on from the cover story.
All right, we're moving on. Richard, we have a brand new segment this year for season 2.
Okay,
it is called This Week on,
huh? Like.
All right, so what we're going to do is...
What's the emoji?
This one. My screen's too small. It's this one.
the shrugged shoulders, like, what the hell?
So we're this is like a WTF moment, and that happened, recently in sports. We're just going to share one each. I got mine. I was watching the U.S. Open, the tennis, and this guy, I don't know for anyone that doesn't watch tennis, there's this fella, this Australian, Nick, forgive me if I say this wrong, but Kyrgios?
Nick Kyrgios.
Right?
Kyrgios?
Okay. Kyrgios. He's out there. He's like the edgy guy.
Edgy.
Like,
he's the bad boy of tennis. He's the bad. Okay, breaks rackets. He yells at the umpire. He's just a live wire. It's entertaining for people who don't follow tennis.
But it's more than just like a hot temper. It's like he's just like in his own planet.
Yeah.
Anyway, they had this volley going. I don't know who he was playing against, but they had this volley going, and the guy he was playing mishit the ball. And it kind of like went straight up and stayed on his side of the court. So it never went over the net. And Kyrgios just runs over to the other side of the court and like smacks, like spikes it into his court. And like, even the announcers were like, what?
It's legal though. And it's legal.
Well, oh, is it?
It's legal. That's the thing they didn't know. No one knew it was legal. And they looked in the record books and it's legal.
But it was awesome. Like all of a sudden he ran over and he's just like smack, and he and being sort of the bad boy of tennis, he just kind of like looked at his opponent.
Curious. By the way, Rafa Nadal is like the paragon of sportsmanship. Him and Roger have won the sportsmanship award for 20 years in a row.
Right.
And so Rafa has no beef with nobody, with anybody, and Kyrgios is just like he doesn't care about anybody. He literally on a short ball he'll just smash the ball right through Rafa's face. It's like. Nobody who respects the sport of tennis actually likes him. But he's this year, for the first time, taking tennis seriously, gotten better, much better shape, and now his talent's been undeniable. He's 27 now. For 10 years, he's been on the verge of breaking through. He never did because he was always like, it's a third set, I'm hot, I'm not gonna. So he would tank matches. He would just anyway. So long story short, this year he got to the finals of Wimbledon because Rafa got hurt and he couldn't play him in the semifinals. But he got to the finals of Wimbledon. He's won a couple more tournaments. His rankings going up, and all of a sudden he's in the quarterfinals of the U.S. Open. And last night he lost in the fifth set at 1 in the morning, to Kachanov, the Russian guy who's also never been to the semifinals. But they're both big, tall guys that hit the ball, hit serve big. Anyway, he lost, and he at the end of the match, he just went viral. Kyrgios literally broke like 4 rackets, smashed them into his bench, and didn't say goodbye to the crowd. Just like walked straight off. It's like the least tennis like behavior ever.
It's like, I understand like his etiquette and everything is just awful. It's atrocious. But like, I gotta be honest, like if you're not a quote unquote tennis watcher, like it's pretty damn entertaining.
He's a bit like if you like, well, not to take it to politics, but he's a disruptor of norms, shall we say? And if you like that type of person, then you definitely would enjoy that type of tennis.
Right.
For the rest of the world, right. But for me, I have something kind of interesting, and I'm just going to quote Google, the great paragon of snarkiness known as Google. This is how Google describes what my segment is. Okay.
Okay, this is interesting. All right.
Congratulations to Rutgers, a college football program that cannot stop making history. Not only was Rutgers the first school to play a college football game ever, but on its opening game this year, it became the first college football team to punt on 4th and goal from the opponent's 43-yard line. Congratulations, Rutgers. So Rutgers somehow got to be 4th and 43, 4th and goal rather, on the 43-yard line through penalties and everything else. So they punted on 4th and goal from the 43-yard line. That is, I mean,
that's impressive.
You can't make that up. I mean, that is next level stuff. That's just too good, right? So I thought that was a fun segment. So that's our segment. So now we're doing another new segment.
That is, ladies and gentlemen, the first ever this weekend. Huh?
I like better. It's a little higher, but we'll nail down our exact inflection.
We'll nail it down. This is episode 1.
All
right. But hang on. More exciting stuff. We have another brand new segment to season 2 here. We have RPF right now. RPF, what is RPF right now?
Right now, as we record this, we're in this, I said, in the latter half of the second week of the U.S. Open. And for me, as anyone who knows anything about me or knows me at all or knows the podcast, I'm all in for Rafa Nadal and Serena Williams are the 2 GOATs of tennis, legends beyond. They transcend sport. Their athletic abilities and what they've done for tennis in the world is beyond acceptance. Serena, as everyone knows by now, has retired or has evolved from tennis, as she says.
Evolved.
Evolved. But she had a couple of good rounds in the tournament, gave people hope, gave people excitement. And ESPN telecast of her last match became the number 1 tennis telecast in history. So that's interesting.
Oh, wow.
The second thing is that Rafa Nadal, even though he's into his late 30s now, and he just lost in the quarterfinals to Francis Tiafoe, a young American, but he's also even though he's won 2 Grand Slams this year in 2022, he won the Australian Open and he won the French Open. Unbelievable. He's still leading with 22 Grand Slams total, but you could see the beginning of the end. It's happening. Even though he's optimistic, his wife is about to give birth. His life is changing in ways. So from Rafa and Serena, which have been my mainstays for 2 decades almost, I've transitioned as I've been able to do the slow handoff to Coco Gauff and Carlos Alcaraz. As it turns out, it's very interesting to me, an African-American woman to an African-American woman and a Spanish male from Spain to a Spanish male from Spain. And they're both compared to each other's, to the mentors or to the legends. And to me, it's a natural transition to be so all in for Coco and Carlos Alcaraz, 2 dynamic, exciting teenagers that are just going to take over the sport. So I'm very, very, to me right now is like, feels like 2022 is the transition year when I actually do the slow handoff from Rafa and Serena, love forever, to Coco and Carlos as the future of tennis. So anyway, that's my right now.
Yeah, I remember watching. Was it? It was Wimbledon that Rafa had dropped out of, right?
Yeah, at the semifinal. Yeah,
at the very end, right?
Hurt,
Yeah, and I remember watching that match, and I was just like, oh my god, dude, just please stop playing.
I mean, it was painful to watch.
Career.
Right?
I was like, just
it was so
painful. He was like,
he had like
he was like hunched over,
They showed this,
And I was like,
they
oh my
showed the
gosh.
surgery. He had this abdominal tear that if I have a hangnail, I'm in bed. If I have I mean, I do not, a bad manicure and I'm suing somebody. No, this is an abdominal tear. I'd be like under general anesthesia for a month. No, thank you.
Yeah.
So
So
anyway, that's my
agree.
right now. But now I'm scared of this next lightning round, which I don't know anything about.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like alarmed by it.
All right. On to we're going to end each show in season 2 with the lightning round for RPF. This is lightning round quarterback edition in honor of our season preview.
Okay.
So the way this works is I'm just going to say a word or a phrase or a name, and RPF has no idea what's coming, and he's just going to give me a quick hit. Don't go into a soliloquy. Don't give me a paragraph. Just give me a quick hit of your thoughts and what that word, phrase, or name means to you.
What do you mean? I never go into a soliloquy.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
I'm saying. All right, let's go. I'm ready.
All right, are you ready? I'm gonna start you off nice and easy. This one's a layup.
Tommy.
Aaron Rodgers.
Take a bath. Get a haircut.
Tom Brady.
Be a good teammate. Tom Brady. Call your wife. Apologize. Don't lie to your wife.
So did you see? I saw an article. Man, I should pull it up. But it was like, obviously he's getting asked about this all the time, and it's like, the reporter was like, what's going on? And he's like, hey, listen, we all have a lot of stuff going on. And just, I think it was recently, he was like, I've got a son a freshman playing high school football. I've got another 12-year-old doing this, and I've got a 9-year-old doing this. I've got parents doing this. Never once mentioned I've got a wife.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Call your wife. By the way, she's Brazilian, Latin-esque, and I know enough about that to know that you're not doing yourself any favors by ignoring the issue.
All right, moving on. Russell Wilson.
Quiet year in a busy town. I think Russell Wilson. Well, I think it's going to be
careful. Careful, not a paragraph.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I think they're going to go 9-8 and not shake up the world. I think nothing happens there. Nothing of interest happens there. Surprisingly, that's surprising.
Moving on to some interesting young guns. Trey Lance.
I'm anxious to see. I think.
Anxious to see.
Potential is high. I mean, if the ceiling is unlimited, so I think that's interesting. Also.
Anxious to see. Potential is high.
Yes.
Agreed.
Thank you for interpreting.
All right,
that.
last one. I'm trying to get you below your word count. I'm trying to get you below your word count.
My God, it's true. It's true.
Last one. Trevor Lawrence.
Go away. He is not anyone's future.
Just stop right there.
Go away.
It should just the response should just be
go
away.
Self-respect.
And
he would be
show's over.
He would go straight to Home Depot and apply to be manager and get on with it. It's like this is not football's not your gig, dude. Sorry.
I unfortunately feel like he's another one of those casualties of a phenomenal college quarterback who I don't think he's going to come.
And can I give one to you? Mac Jones?
Sure. Mac Jones, stud. All right, moving on. So that was a great show.
Yes, it was a good show. Mac Jones stud. Wait, and Mac Jones stud. I like the 2 weeks being a nudist part. I think that's where we should end the show. I should ask your wife if that's okay with her.
That is the show. The lightning round ends it for us. Again, you can find us on all of your major podcast platforms, as well as Instagram and Twitter, and our brand new YouTube channel dedicated solely to us. You can find us anywhere you are. Just search Sports, of course, in the search bar. We will pop up, as I mentioned earlier. We are the only ones, RPF. We are the only ones.
Season 2, baby.
Be sure to check out. We have a new segment coming out that's going to be Instagram only. I'm just going to tease it right there. I'm not going to tell you the name of the segment, but it is going to be Instagram only, and it's going to come out on Mondays. So be sure to check that out. It should be our first one. It should be.
We'll either be known for that segment or we'll be banned from all platforms. These are the choices.
Right. But hey, what a show,
Awesome.
and we'll see you next week.
Listen, game 1 is Pats and Dolphins. We'll have something to say, right?
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. We will be one step closer to either a nudist colony or whatever we come up with for RPF.
There we go. All right, man. Talk to you next week.